Cyber Dopamine here. So, Cyber Dopamine here.
Let me pause this for a second. 3, 2, 1. That's how you start an edit. Anyways, what's going on, guys? All right, so we're watching a guy here today named Cyber Dopamine. And this guy, that's his hand. I'll put his little thing to his thing. I haven't subscribed to him, but I will while we're on it left, so you know that I did. Anyways, I watch a fair few. If you're a handheld fanboy, which I'm a bit of a handheld fanboy, Nintendo, like he doesn't really do so much Nintendo, but like LIX, Steam Deck, Legion game. He's a bit of like, he knows his shit. He makes these videos and they're just kind of cool. I don't know why he keeps banging these weird pull shot noises in the video, but his videos are like real calming and real cruisy. Anyways, I'll play this one, and he's got me like I'm on the fence about the Nintendo. This guy gets me going, and it annoys me because I'll end up buying it because this guy just keeps saying like how good it is and how fucking awesome it is, and I'm like, stop it! You're gonna cost me 760 fucking Australian fucking dollars, bro.
Cyber Dopamine here. So, I've been cranking out some games on the Switch 2 since I picked it up 2 days ago. I have literally nonstop been playing, maybe a couple hours of sleep, and I'm well past that 20-hour mark. Like I sold my soul to this thing. This is a handheld focused channel, and so naturally I'm gonna.
There they all are. See, like you got LAX, Steam Deck, Legion Go, and a Nintendo and a Mac underneath that he probably edited this video on. Yo. Hey, not now. No. No, no. No, no. No, no, no. No, no.
Gonna compare it to
No, not now. No, Sarah.
things like the Steam Deck, Legion Go, ROG Ally X, and all the other ones in the market. Even
Give me like 10 minutes. You did. You definitely did.
though I know they're both the Switch 2 is in a different realm and world than like the Steam Deck. So keep that in mind. Like, this is just from my point of view. The first thing I want to talk about is how it feels, right? What is it like to have this thing and to play on it? And I'll tell you this, out of all the handhelds that I do own, I would argue that this Switch 2 might have one of my favorite form factors in a handheld.
Legit.
The reason why is because number one, it's big. The pictures and videos don't do it justice. This Switch 2 is a freaking unit. And one of the problems with having a big handheld similar to that of like a Legion Go is you really miss out on portability.
He's selling it to me, and I don't like it.
Right? It's a freaking bulky machine to take around with you on a Legion Go. But what makes the Switch 2 special is that it is thin. Okay, so I mean, take a look at this. Look. So if I line it up like this, you can see that the joysticks don't shoot out like a Steam Deck or like a Legion Go. They like hover over the controller. And why that's such a big deal is because, like, imagine you're at the airport and you're traveling with this thing. With a Steam Deck and a Legion Go, I know this for a fact because I do this a lot. When I put my handheld in my backpack and I'm sitting there waiting to board the flight, it's hard to lean back because you're clicking in the joysticks, right? And you know that you have the potential to kind of mess them up a little bit. With the Switch,
bro needs those cases with the hard case that like clips on the front. They're the ones that I always get, and I just clip them on the front, and I never have to worry about nothing. I've never worried about that in my life. I never worried about sitting on anything. I never worried, but get a fucking good case, a good hard case that clips on the front. Don't worry about it.
That stress isn't really there. Don't get me wrong, it's there, but it's not really there. Like, with this kind,
I would never put that in my bag without a hard case on it. Because no, my fat ass would lean back. I'll snap that thing in half. Don't worry about don't worry about these little sticky. I'll snap that thing clean in half.
kind of form factor, you can throw it in a bag and it doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't take up
He's right.
inventory
No,
space.
he's right. Just a
You know
hard
what I mean?
case,
You're
bro.
not Tarkoving your way around your backpack to make it work.
You're not, no.
It just freaking fits.
Well, yeah.
Then you want to pull it out, you're on your flight, and then you start playing a game on it. Like, this right here is a full on,
I'll put a link in the description for a hard case, if you're worried about breaking it.
full package deal. And so it's one of those things where when I'm playing on this handheld, the screen size is like that almost golden screen size to where I don't wish I had more. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's big, but it's portable. Listen, you don't have
7.9 inches to be exact.
to sub if you don't want to sub, but if it's your vibe, it's your vibe. So you know what to do. But
It's the vibe.
let's carry on to the next thing. As far as putting in hours in a game, right? Like, I've been sitting on the bed and the couch for countless hours. I even took it to the coffee shop down the street. And what I've noticed is after playing for a very long time, there hasn't been any problems with like my hands and the form factor of things. But what I have noticed is sometimes I'll get kind of lazy when I've been playing for a long time. And I'll maybe like
it prompts him. He uses an iPhone for these films, most of it on iPhone, and it looks fucking awesome.
Turn my body a little bit, or like just kind of change my posture. And for some reason, this happens all the time for me. I'll click the left bumper instead of the trigger. And these two are pretty like, they're obviously different, but they're very close to each other to where you kind of can make mistakes.
No, they're small, yeah.
Because I certainly have been making mistakes,
Yeah,
but it's not a big deal. The next thing I wanted to talk about with my experience is the screen. Before I started playing on this thing, I had an expectation, right? Nintendo advertises that it's got this
straight into an ad. Open world sandbox RPG. Boom.
Awesome, amazing HDR display. It's obviously not OLED.
No.
But I'd seen a short before I picked it up where the guy's like, yeah, you can't tell that you're not playing on an OLED. The HDR works amazing. The screen looks just like an OLED, even though it's an IPS display. It's like
I haven't played one yet. I don't know about the display. I know it's bigger, which I'm happy with. I don't know about quality or anything like that, but I'll take his word for it.
Best of the best. I'm like, cool, frick yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can totally tell I'm playing on a handheld that is an OLED. And the HDR, if I'm being completely honest here, I don't even think the HDR works. And if it does, I cannot notice it whatsoever.
In all fairness, it's Nintendo, man. It may not work. You know what I mean? They might think HDR stands for something else. You know what Nintendo's like? They're a bit deceiving like that. HDR to them means something else. Comment below what HDR means for Nintendo, but it don't mean what it means for every other company.
Like, I don't think the display is what is advertised, but don't get me wrong. The screen is still really good.
Good screen.
Colors are sharp. The screen's super freaking smooth, which is awesome. It's cool to have 120 hertz, even though you never hit that with the games that you play. The brightness, it could be a little bit brighter at times. I was out at the coffee shop and there was some direct sunlight going in the building. And I do wish it could have gone brighter. And on OLED, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But that's a big deal for portability, by the way. The next thing I want to talk about is immersion. I always bring this up on my other videos because at the end of the day, when you play a game on a handheld, you do want to forget about everything around you, right? Sometimes you just want to get invested in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, this has been very immersive for me where I don't feel like I'm missing out on a better experience, except for maybe OLED. But like the sound, you need good sound to have a good gaming experience. I've not felt the need to plug in my headphones. Another thing that can break immersion when gaming is stress. And as you may know, if you have an older handheld, one of the most stressful things is having a battery that isn't built to last. With this handheld, you can get about for me, I've run dry the battery probably 5 or 6 times. I'll charge it before it runs out all the way, but I've gone from top to bottom 5 times. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. So, it's good if you're... It's good. It's not the best, but it's good enough to where you're not constantly stressing about plugging it in 5 times. It's about an hour and 30 minutes.
That's not good.
So, I mean, it's good if you're,
It's not
it's good.
great.
It's not the best, but like, it's good enough to where you're not constantly stressing about plugging it in when
An hour 30 isn't very good.
you're out and about doing things. Now, one of the biggest gripes that I'm dealing with right now with this Switch 2 is the fact that there's not a lot of games to play on it.
Nah.
For me personally, I'm not into these Nintendo Mario games. I just don't, it's not up my alley. And so I'm pretty limited to what I can play. And coming from all the other handhelds,
There it was. That's that pool cue hit. I don't know what's that. It reminds me of I don't know why, but it reminds me of Wii Sport, but they don't have pool in it, so I don't really know why that is.
obviously, this feels like I'm stranded on an island. You would feel that way too. Coming from your Steam library to this is pretty freaking scary, not gonna lie.
There it
But
was again. He did it again. I don't get it.
yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Now, this is something that I wasn't expecting I'd be doing all the time, and that is docking this handheld. What's super crazy is how easy it is to have that console like experience where you sit back and relax compared to the other handhelds I've ever owned. You've got to get an HDMI cable and you got to plug it in, and then you have to, like, I mean, look, you just insert it, turn on your TV, and boom, you have it at 4K, which is crazy. It's smooth too. And it's so low maintenance to just sit back and play docked like this. Coming from like the other side of the handheld industry,
Yeah, and
this
he's
is
right.
freaking
He's right. That is a sick part of the whole dock thing with the Nintendo. Is that you just put in the dock. It's easy as you drop it in there, and you're playing with your friends, with your family, whoever.
sick.
I'm gonna.
And I wish more handhelds could do this because
fix that.
I
Any
have
more
been playing
distractions?
with my TV like this
Get
for
this finished.
for a few hours. And honestly, it is so cool to switch back and forth so seamlessly. Another thing I
He's right.
have to bring up
There's
is
that ball cue again.
man, the freaking price of games. Oh my gosh. Look, I got so much, people ate me up on Twitter for it, and it's valid because I didn't do my research. But freaking Zelda Tears of the Kingdom costed me, like, with tax and everything, $80.
Yeah, that is
And then
ridiculous.
I got No Man's Sky. But keep in mind, it's like a 10-year-old game. I know they're doing updates and there's a new next gen package or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I paid $70 for this thing. So,
I've never
within
played it.
10 minutes of unboxing this Switch and setting it up, I'm already down like $600 if you total out like the price of the Switch. And that's for 2 games. And that was like a wake-up call for me, like, that this is where the world is heading. Oh, it's scary to think about. Another weird, trippy thing that the Switch 2 can do that the
In games, defense, everything in the world's gone up in price. Petrol, cars, food, everything, housing, everything. So I mean, games were always inevitably going to go up. I mean, it's not like the prices have gone down. For them, it's gone up everywhere.
other handhelds haven't been able to do for me is the the cooling. I get it. Like, cooling's a boring topic. Not many people care. But the thing about like our normal handhelds that you and I both use, if you are coming from like other side of the team, um, like if you're laying in bed and you got your covers over you, you can't put your handheld against the covers because the cooling. You
Get too
need
hot.
air intake and
Yeah,
exhaust.
yeah.
But with the Switch 2, the cooling happens at the top. So it doesn't matter what environment you're in, or like if you're under the covers or on the covers or just like putting it on somewhere.
Weird.
You can actually just like comfortably play the game and not worry about overheating or just clogging the fans. That's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, as you know, I don't really use scripts. I just kind of go off the top of my head. That's basically all I've got for this thing so far. Maybe I'll do a review. I don't know. You guys let me know what you want. If we even do Switch content on this channel, I don't know.
He's good.
I just do it for you guys and for fun.
He just cost me $800. That's what he just cost me. He's cost me $800 Australian. It's like $760. He's just cost me. I'm not happy about it.
Let me know. But okay. Peace.
Pepper has always been.
I mean, in all fairness, you do handhelds content. You do handheld content. It doesn't matter if it's a Nintendo. It doesn't matter if it's a phone with the gaming case on it. And to do, like, it doesn't matter what it is. You do content. You do content. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a good video. I'm gonna like it. I like it. I like it. 2 weeks ago, I did watch it earlier today. I watched half of it, and I thought I'm gonna watch it online because for you guys, because I just think it's good stuff. And now I'm gonna go out and buy one. So that sucks for me. Thank you. Bye.